Hi, Elva. How you doing?
I'm good, Nora. How are you?
Good. Long time no see on here.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in outer space for a little bit, but now we're back, and here we are.
Yeah.
And
How
you,
was outer space? You went to outer space. Oh,
I did. I did.
all right. How was
I went to outer space for a while.
No,
Well, I guess it was outer space. I don't know where I was at, but anyway, it was all good,
I was
and
there too. I was there too.
you were there too. Good. Just glad to be back. Glad to see you on here. Glad to be able to chat some more and talk to everybody.
Well,
And I
we
was,
never stopped chatting. We stopped
yeah.
filming because life
Well,
gets so busy.
yeah, so many things got in the way. I turned 62 and a half, and my body decided I had met my $100,000 mile, warranty was up, and all
Oh,
kinds of things happened. And
oh,
thankfully, I'm still here. But yeah, that's what happened. So I think that's what kind of threw us off for a bit, and it takes a while to bounce back and heal and everything else. So,
yes.
but like I said, so glad to be back. And I was thinking today that talking about my body and so forth. It's like I think I was never really grateful for my body. I was always, in my 20s, I was like, oh, I could be thinner. In my 30s, I was like, oh, I wish I had this. I with my hair, my face, my nose, everything. Something was always, I'm always trying, or was always trying to think that
Yeah.
that it could be better somehow. And now I think, thank God for my body, now I'm 63 and it's still holding up pretty good. So I'm like so thankful for it, every day, even though, of course it's changed, it's evolved, it doesn't look like, when I was 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, but, I'm still so grateful that it's brought me, this far, for
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
So I was
I
just
guess
thinking about that today, and I thought, you know what? I need to just be more grateful for what I have, which
that's
is, I'm still here, still breathing, and still doing well.
well, and I think that maybe at this stage in our life, I'm right there, just a year behind you in age, but next year is a big year for me because I'll be 63. Wait a minute. Okay, I forgot now. Okay, 63. Oh my goodness, I forgot because
Does
my
it have something to do with the year? No.
well, I was born in 63. Oh yeah, I was born in
Yeah, is that what okay, because that's what happened to me. Yeah, last year I was born, and one of my coworkers that was also turning 62 said, "Wow, I never thought I would be 62 and born in 1962." And I'm like, "Yeah, I never thought about that." So right now, when you said that, I thought, "Oh, maybe that's what she's thinking about."
Yes,
So
that's exactly what I was saying. I'm saying it's going to be a big year next year because I'll be
yeah,
63, born in the year 63. I don't know. Somehow those things are aligning. But I think as we get older in our 60s, we start to think more about our health and about
yeah,
aging and like that. And that's probably
yeah,
where appreciation is coming from. Well, especially when you're sick. So I don't know if
yes.
I told you, but we went on vacation. And when I came on the last day of our vacation, I think I caught COVID. I thought it was just the flu, but everybody started to, well, so my husband and I both, and then we passed it to our son when he picked us
Oh
up.
no.
Yeah, and then they had a severe loss of sense of smell and taste. I had it minor. I had like very low appetite and very low energy for at least 2 weeks. But I missed 2 days of work, and third day of work, third day after getting back from the trip when we were sick, I worked from home, and then the fourth day I went back into the office. But after I realized how bad I felt and how it wasn't leaving really quickly, it was not leaving as fast as cold or flu. I think I had COVID, and
Oh
because they
gosh.
had those those kind of symptoms. But I mean, when I was sick, that's what I was thinking about too. Is like I can't wait to feel better. I can't wait
Yes.
to get my energy back. I can't wait to
Yeah.
just not want to just come home from work and just go straight to bed. All
Yeah.
that.
But again, it's the same thing. You have to be so grateful to your body, that it was able to bounce back, because and I don't even think about COVID anymore. It seems like that's in the past, it's a few years past, and I don't really think about it. But yeah, I guess like you said, it's still out there. So that's kind of scary, but
It
never
is.
know.
And then I started thinking about not only being sick, but I was thinking about like how I mean, I will tell you the trip had so many older people on it. I was just so amazed how they were walking and keeping up with the group. And then there were certain ones that weren't able to keep up with the group. And I was like, I don't want to be like that, you know. And when we
Yeah,
were in Greece, you and I, we felt the
yeah.
same way. Like, my goodness, people in their 80s were still able to climb all those stairs. Some weren't,
Mhm.
most of them were. And we are like, so I think this in our 60s, really focusing on good health is really
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
Exercise and stretching, and I've been seeing a lot of on Facebook about Tai Chi and a lot of Chinese medicine, and I want to kind of dig deeper on that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've always kind of thought, exactly what is. That's the one where they just do like a lot of stretching, right? Is that the Tai
Yeah.
Chi? I'm not sure,
Yes.
but that seems like it would be right up my alley. That's about my what I might be able to do. So, but the other thing that I've noticed is I've known at least like two coworkers recently who have had like deaths in their family of people that were very close to them and or like illness for themselves.
Mhm.
And it kind of makes you reflect on things like, okay, I'm this age. Do I really need to keep working? Should I focus on maybe just enjoying, whatever years are left? And so they've decided to opt out and they're going to, retire and just enjoy the rest of their lives, which, I admire them. That's wonderful, if you can do that, but yeah, I guess you just have to kind of take a pencil to it. But you know how they say it's really not, we all wish we made more money, but at the same time, we can probably live off of what we have, we just have to, figure out, okay, well, I'm not going to be going to work, so I don't need all these, fancy clothes or whatever. In my case, all these pajamas to work at home, I can have less pajamas.
I can just
But
imagine your closet. You have like all these pajama sets.
I do. I have pajamas in every single. I have a month's worth of pajamas. I kid you not. Yeah, it's every day because I have morning pajama and evening pajamas. So get up, take a shower, put on my day pajamas, and then my night pajamas. So I know, ridiculous. And it's like, do I really need so many pajamas? No, I don't. Right?
They're comfy clothes too. They're relaxing clothes and not just jammies, I guess. I don't know. But no, I know what you mean. I think we've been talking a lot about downsizing and about getting ready for retirement. And I think that's the biggest thing we're seeing that some people say, no, wait until you're older to retire because there's better Social Security. But it's like, but what if we don't make it to that age? So we don't want
Yeah.
to wait much longer.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, Social Security it's a little, it'll increase a bit, but it literally just inches up, like, maybe $50 or less, it's to me, I'm thinking, okay, so I don't go out to dinner that one time, and during the month and keep your $50, it's like that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that over time, you'll make a little bit more if you wait, but you also have missed those years that you won't be receiving it. So,
Exactly.
but I think
Exactly.
also I feel like I don't want to retire and I have nothing to do. So I want to plan out what type of new classes I'll be taking, if it's Tai Chi
Yeah.
or something like that. Finding the senior center. You have a senior center near your house.
Yes,
I just
yes, I do
started.
have the senior center near me, and I've already thought about it. I think I want to get a job there, once I retire, because I think that would be so fun, and everybody's, would be my age, so it would
Yeah.
be great. But who knows? We'll see.
Exactly. Just something to do, somewhere to go, somewhere to something. And of
Yeah,
course, volunteering. Of course, I believe very
yeah,
heavily in volunteering. But
yeah. But you're so right. You have to have some type of plan. Even if it's, I'm gonna look for a job, something part time, something that, what my son told me was this is your chance to do something that you always wanted to do, but maybe didn't pay a lot of money and you couldn't afford to do it because you have obligations.
right,
Now's the time, whether it's just to go sit with shelter dogs or whatever.
right.
But now's the time to do that and do something there's no stress, there's no numbers, there's nothing like that, which
Mhm.
is what I've been doing for such a long, long time. I've got numbers coming out of my ears. So,
Exactly. And
so
able to exercise a little bit more. I met a volunteer this week and he volunteers at our organization, but he was saying he also volunteers for like I don't know, like a meows and paws kind of a, veterinary kind of place. And he goes and he walks the dogs. And then he said that they said, oh, we really need to get our grass cut. And he said, oh, cut it. So then he was showing me on his phone, he had like 20,000 steps every day because he
oh
volunteers
wow.
a couple days a week. Then he cuts his own grass at home. Then he volunteers for us. And
Mhm.
he said, I'm in the best shape of my life. And he was 72, I think. And
That's
he also
great.
runs like some 5Ks and 10Ks. He said, but when I worked, I sat all day, every day. And now that I'm retired, I'm up moving around and I'm
Yeah,
getting into
yeah,
better shape than I was when I was younger. And I'm
yeah.
like, that's really good to do.
That's so, so good. Yeah, that's exactly what I do is I sit, all day and just work all day. And it's like you can't even get away from your computer. I know I'm at home, but it's like no time because you get up to come, grab a sandwich, whatever, you go sit down again and there's, 10 emails, and it's like, oh my God, then you're catching up again and it's just it's nuts. But yeah.
Well, I have a standing desk too at work. And do I use it? Nope.
I have a standing yeah, I know
Oh,
what you mean. Yeah,
you
yeah.
never know. But we were doing a step challenge, and the first week of the challenge, we were in Germany, and so I got, I think, 80,000 steps in that week, and I was so
Wow.
proud of myself. And then somebody at work turned in 120,000 steps. I'm like,
Whoa.
and then that second week, I was sick that week, so I was like, I
Yeah.
got 0 steps pretty much that week.
Oh
And
no.
we just finished the challenge, and I never made it. I mean, for the full of 2 weeks, I had no energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. So I wonder what other people are going to be doing or what are they thinking about, as far as retirement, out there. Is anybody else thinking about, maybe what they want to do? Do you guys have any ideas? Or maybe you have ideas for us of what we could do, Uh,
Yeah.
but pets and dogs and cats, that's all, I would love to do that, but I've got my two dogs here. They might be a little bit jealous when I come home smelling like, another doggy or another, kitty or something. But I don't know, maybe take them with me, I guess.
No, I think that if we all could share together ideas and maybe
Yeah.
have bigger conversation, if somebody has some really great ideas, we could even invite them on and share those
Yeah.
ideas live.
Yeah. And yeah, kind of make it like a little forum or something,
Yeah.
where we're all talking about, hey, this is an idea or this is a plan and try that. I mean, that would be, I think to me, that would open up so many doors for all of us so that we all have different ideas. Because basically, I think about, yeah, retirement. And then I think, okay, I'm going to find a part-time job. It's been so long since I've looked for a job.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
thinking
You probably
things
need
are,
like a
yeah.
resume,
Yeah,
stuff like
I mean, yeah, my resume, geez, it's on on a stone. I chiseled it into a rock. That's how long it's been. It's been like, oh my gosh.
you're
So,
not going to get hired with that.
yeah. Where's your resume? Here it is. It's a folder. I was like, oh my God.
No, it's a good point. I think that we have to reach out to some resources
Yeah.
and find help, and maybe there should be maybe some groups that help people that are over 60 or something get a part-time, retirement job or something like
And
that.
yeah, you know what? And I bet you somebody out there knows that. And I don't have that information. So that would be great. Somebody could put that, in the comments or something,
Oh,
reach out to so and
somebody
so.
out there. I thought it was just you and me talking to each other. Who are you talking
Oh, you don't see all those other people out there?
to? I wish. Hello? Is anybody out there? No, we do. I think, and it's a great idea. I think that we are talking about starting a plan for retirement because I don't want to retire and then go, okay, now what? I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
jumped in. Like every day when I'm at work and they're making me mad, I'm thinking today might be the day I retire. I don't know. But then I think,
Yeah, I hear you. Oh my God, yes, I
right?
hear exactly what you're saying. I'm like, oh my God, do I really need to be here? Do I really need this stress? It's like, I don't. I don't.
Because the stress can kill you too. Stress is not good for us. So, but
Yeah.
I won't make that move, suddenly like that. But I
Yeah.
want to make sure I know, like, okay, I got a little bit of a plan or a little bit of
Yeah.
an idea of
Yeah.
what I want to be doing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that there's so many opportunities of things we could do. But
There is. And, I think about it a lot when, I see the younger crowd here, the younger coworkers that are running circles around me, a million miles per hour. And I'm like, wait, it's like, okay, wait a minute. What did you press to get that screen? And I'm thinking, I don't think maybe I shouldn't be here anymore. It's like, they're just like this and they've got it all down. And I'm like, really? You've got it already? I'm like, I need the tutorial.
I know, you can feel like that, definitely. I mean, it
Yeah.
is, there are times where some information has kind of had to go out of my head because new information came in.
Yeah.
I think actually I worked late today and I worked late. I like to work late, not every day, but we had a big project we had to do and also everybody left. So it was really quiet. There were no interruptions
Okay.
because the
Yeah.
interruptions are hard. You have to like rethink,
Right.
what was I doing when they leave?
Yeah,
So
that's an advantage when you're there and it's quiet because I know for me, a lot of people say, well, how do you do it to work from home? It must be, so boring, or you may not be able to like focus on what you're doing. Like it's really not true. I think that was true at the beginning. I couldn't really focus because I was just so happy to be home and you gain that COVID-20, as they said, because you're just kind of eating and eating
virus.
and yeah, having a good time.
I
But
can imagine.
then
No.
you realize, hey, you have work to do, you have, and honestly, I don't turn on the TV or anything during the day. And some people find that like, you don't turn on the TV. No. What about the radio? No, I'm just working, it's just my work time. After, on my lunch hour, then I will watch some TV. I'll watch YouTube, of course. But no, not during the day. I'm just working away.
Yeah, I know. I actually was telling my husband today because I always take my little, thermos to work with me each day. And then he rinses it out when I get home and he's like, it's still full. I said, I know. I didn't have time to drink any water and I just didn't go to the bathroom all day. It's like
Oh
that's how
no.
fast and hectic the day was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good for me, but yeah,
No.
as the day goes by sometimes.
Oh gosh, I know, but I'm so glad that we're focusing, on what we're going to do,
Oh,
because, like you said, we can't just say, okay, now we're retired, now we're twiddling our thumbs. What do we do? We have to have. Although
yeah.
I think that it's okay to twiddle our thumbs for at least maybe a month of
Yes.
just nothing, of maybe just thinking, okay, I'm just going to clean out my closet or
Right.
something like that. Things that you've been needing to do around the house and just getting those things done. And then it's like, okay, that's done,
Right.
let's really get into something different, or go back to school, or, whatever, learn a new language. I don't know, something just to keep us going. So,
That's right. I had a volunteer last week and she told me that she had retired 4 months ago. So she took 4 months to just kind of do nothing. She said, just reorganize her house a little bit. I think she
yeah.
traveled to family. And then she said she was ready to start volunteering. So she came in to volunteer. But I was like, yeah, that's good. She gave herself a little break, a little time off.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The other place that I was thinking of maybe getting a job or volunteering would be with the church,
oh yeah.
because I think that would be so, I mean, you're helping and you're there. And I think it would just be good, a good feeling for me because I don't regularly go to church, but I think that would be good. I do pray and I do, I am spiritual. No, I'm not spiritual. You see, I can't even say the word. No, spiritual.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? When you say a word and then it doesn't sound right. Okay, I'm that. But I think that would be nice to volunteer there and help them out, especially like with bingo night. I love bingo, so I would like that.
Well, yeah, whatever your interest or hobby is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot of churches that partner with our organization, and those volunteers are so loyal and
Oh,
hard work.
that's nice.
It almost becomes a full-time job for them too. So you get, I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the only thing you have to be careful about. It's like, I don't want a full-time job. I want a part-time, or a part-time volunteer. I don't want to do full-time, or that's what I say right now. But I think once you get involved with an organization and you just love it so much, and then maybe you do want to be that involved, 100%. So who knows?
that's true. Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
on what.
Yeah. But
Well,
anyway, it's so wonderful to talk to you and so
good
wonderful
to
to
talk
see everybody out there. I know you can't see them, Elva, but I can see them.
to you.
They're right there and there and there and there.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll go with
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, this good. It was good to kind of get restarted again
Yeah.
and talk more next week about some other. We'll put together some topics and
Yeah.
start talking away. But oh,
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
watch too.
Yeah. And here's Coco still here.
Hi,
There's
Coco.
Coco. There's little Coco. Still wanting to be carried. So she's still in the show. She still wants to be in the show, but
She is. There's her face.
there's
Oh,
her face. There she is.
she's-
Anyway, well, wonderful to see you and to chat with you. And I'm glad we're back to chat again. And I guess maybe we'll see each other, I don't know, once a week, you think? Twice a
That's
week? Once a week.
yes.
Let's start with once a week, right? To kind of get our bearings back.
That sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Well, have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.
You too. Have a great week.
And all your imaginary friends.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Coco.
Bye, Coco.